My name is Mason. I'm a personal trainer and a group fitness coach. Honestly, I just started working out with my buddy, a couple of years into uni. I left for Hong Kong to work. Sometime along that journey, got a little bit bigger, and people back at home were like, yo, what happened to you? Why are you so much bigger than the last time I saw you? And I just said, just keep going to the gym, working out. Eventually, a couple of my friends, some people reached out, was like, hey, can you coach me? Can you help me? And a buddy of mine actually asked me to become a coach at F45. And that's how I kind of started doing coaching and doing all the personal training stuff. Honestly, growing up in a Chinese household, nobody really talks about health that much. I loved playing sports. I loved being outdoors and just moving about. Because I always wanted to be active, the gym was kind of the natural next path because I wasn't really good enough to play for school teams. But then at the same time, I just wanted to keep moving the body. I think one of the bigger drivers for me was I got bullied at school as kind of the only Asian or one of two Asians in a white community. And so I was the shortest guy. I was the skinniest guy. I was the last person to get picked on like school playground. So it was more of like a confidence thing. I wanted to build myself to feel more confident and presentable in front of others. I think for me, because I can see the changes in myself, and when someone who wants to change for themselves as well, it inspires me to help them. The whole thing about me being a coach is literally to just help other people reach the goals that they wanted to, because I understand some of the struggles that they might be going through because I went through it myself. I didn't really know. I was just trying to watch YouTube or watch the guy in the gym, and they might be doing the same thing that I was doing. And it took me a really long time. I want them to just learn from my mistakes and take a quote unquote shorter path. I have worked with one other coach when I was doing my first prep, and then I've been working with Chad for the last 2 years. It's been amazing. I feel like coaches like myself who have their coaches in their corner to really learn, just understand from multiple facets rather than a single vision. It really has helped me grow and develop and help myself as well as other people around me. Funny story, I was just going through Instagram. This was like a transition period between me moving from Hong Kong back to Toronto, and his videos just kept spamming my For You page or whatever. And I was like, who is this guy? And, some of the information that he was talking about, whether it was informative, whether it was funny, whether it was inspirational, motivational, it really clicked for me. I resonated with a lot of the messages that he was trying to send out to the viewers. And I said to myself that I would like to work with Chad because his values, the way that he helps people, is the way that I want to embody myself in helping others as well. And I see myself in the same way. And so, yeah, that's kind of why I chose Chad. I would have never expected Chad to just have such an enormous heart beyond what people do in the gym. And he's proven and shown to me that it's not really always just about building, although that is an aspect of it. It's about those connections, rapports, and relationships that you really build deep down with other people. And coming to that understanding, Chad's opened another vision for me to see how I can help people. So rather than just, for example, information vomiting, telling people, hey, this is what I know, take this and run with it, I am now taking the time to really understand that person's situation, their background, and then trying my best to see what I can do to help them and provide them with the right kind of information so that they can progress as well their own fitness journeys. And I think Chad does a really good job about that because it's the person in front of you first, and everything else kind of follows in play with the health, with the supplements, with the workouts. Mental health is a really big thing for me. I know it's not like something that I vocally say all the time. Working with BB has really helped me. I know that, Chad has been like the main person to go to, but Caroline, like their chime-ins, RJ, when they talk you through certain things or struggles that you might not know you are actually facing, and you dial into some gold calls or member calls, them being able to share some of those stories, their knowledge, their wisdom, their experiences with other members and other clients, it really allows you to grow from where you are. And sometimes you'll feel really stuck. And like I said earlier, some of those really dark moments, you're like, shit, I'm in this alone. Nobody else can pull me out of this. But the team kind of comes back and be like, hey, don't worry. Like, other people have been through this. It's only going to be X amount of time left. You're almost there. Words of encouragement, whatever it might be, they know how to talk to you. Whereas people who don't really know, they'll just be like, damn, you got so skinny. You try to lose weight. It's like, I'm already fighting all these voices in my head. And then it's not exactly the things that you want to hear, which kind of like diminishes your spirits. But within the BB family, it's just been, they know, they understand. And it's more like supporting comfort to make you feel like you're not in it alone. Before you hire someone as your coach, I think having that connection with that person is the most important thing. Rather than following videos because you like the way that they talk, you like the way that they edit their videos, you like the way that they present themselves. If you don't have a connection or trust in that person, the coaching and the client relationship fails. Because at that point, you're just listening to a doctrine, something that someone prescribed to you. But anybody can do that. I think for someone who's really looking for a coach and trying to start for change, having a relationship with the other person as if they were friends would be so beneficial. Because one, you treat them mutually with respect, but two, you know that there's a fine line that that person's not trying to just sell you something or harm you or anything like that. They are actually looking out for you in your best interest. I think one of the most important moments with my time with BB is actually taking that first step coming out to the retreat and meeting Chad, meeting the team, meeting others in the community. I love traveling, but that doesn't necessarily translate to me wanting to meet other people. And because I've been in the space of me trying to figure everything out on my own, that was probably the last thing I wanted to do. To meet other people, to tell them like my failures and successes and like listen to what they had to share. And honestly, that was a very big turning point for me, because stepping into a house full of 30 other people, not knowing a single person, barely knowing Chad, everyone just embraced me as if they knew me already. That was super cool. And it was really, really interesting how the dynamics of my character changed. I would say that for me, I do speak up when I want to, and I wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, which was super important. I think a lot of people will put up shields and walls because being vulnerable sucks. But within the Beyond Build community, they've created such a safe space. Even amongst 30 other people, you are willing to open yourself up and say, hey, these are all my flaws. I'm a blank slate. Please help me. And we take that and run with it. That's exactly how I've been with Chad. I've been working out for 10 plus years. Obviously, learning a lot of things on my own, learning from other people that I gym with and my previous coaches. But with Chad, I'm like, bro, I'm a blank slate. And that's been that one moment stepping into that house, just made sure that I want to be an open book to learn as much as possible.